the experiences and the things that you are meant to go through are not going to happen if you stay in that relationship. And that is why it needed to end. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katerina and I am your shadow guide. I work with astrology and shadow work to help you go from chaos to clarity. If that sounds like something that interests you, then welcome to my channel. At the moment, I have one space left for my core wound reading. If that interests you, or if you'd like to know more, then the link is below for all of the information. I have my herbal tea, and it is the new moon in Libra today, and I wasn't going to film at all today. I just wasn't feeling like it. And then suddenly I just got this like thought in my head, and I was like, oh, maybe I should speak about this now while it's in my head. I want to speak about closures, especially within relationships. Like I said, it's the new moon in Libra and the new moon is at 28 degrees. So it's kind of whatever is happening is kind of ending a cycle. It's culminating to a point where it's like, this is closing now. We're on to a next chapter. It is something that I have gone through so many times, unfortunately or fortunately, because they put me in the next phase of my life. And I find it really interesting when I align like what I know within astrology to real life experiences, whether happening to me or around me. When that happens, I just find it so interesting that things are happening to people I know around this new moon at 28 degrees in Libra, and things are actually ending within those people's lives. Some endings are meant to be forever, and I think you know deep in your heart that this person is not for you, yet you carry on with them because for many reasons. You know, it could be that you feel like you love company, or that you don't want to face those questions yet, or that you're so terrified of what's beyond that because it is the unknown. But you know, deep down, you know that that cycle needed to end. It's easier when that thing happens because, in my experience, I gave it a week, 2 weeks, and I was like, oh no, this was meant to happen. There was no inner pull towards them, and maybe that's because I am quite cutthroat, and if we're ended, I'm not going to keep you in my life. I like literally delete every existence of us together, and I think I'm just very dramatic in that way. It's like, we're over, there's no chance of us ever getting back together. What is the point of hanging on to your number or hanging on to photos of us? And I think that was my coping mechanism. It was a way for me to avoid and not work through it. And I thought, if you're going through it now, if you've had the new moon in Libra affect a relationship of yours, how do you trust? How do you accept? And I probably have had the biggest experience recently within this year is letting go of something that I deeply, deeply didn't want to. Knowing that the time wasn't right, but the person was, has been something I've never had before. So all the poeticism, the love is great, but how do we actually put that into something that we can trust, that we can move forward with? And the only thing that I have is my experiences. So I know, regardless of the person that I was with, I would not have done the things I had done if I stayed in that relationship. So this time I know the universe wants me to be in my solitude. the universe wants me to work on my foundations and have experiences that I wouldn't have if I was in a relationship. And sometimes you, especially when you feel like the person is aligned, I have to be like, it's not the person, it's the relationship. The relationship is something that the universe doesn't want me to have yet. And you know, working in astrology, I can look at my chart and see that that backs it up. I've got a lot of key transits for transformation in the next 6 months, so I know that this is for me, my time. And the way that I have been able to process a lot of the relationships that I have been through, and knowing that they ended for a reason, I always bring the reason back to myself. Not, oh, I'll meet someone who's meant for me. He's not my husband, but he will be. I cannot go through my life just hoping that someone else will come along. I have to go through my life believing that that ended because I need to be alone. I need whatever transformation is coming for me. I need whatever experiences are coming for me. And if I was in a relationship, those experiences wouldn't happen. There are things that would not have happened if I stayed in relationships. I would not have gone to Japan. I would not have gone to LA and San Diego. I would not have started as a freelance illustrator on Mare Street in Hackney. I have so many experiences that if I stayed in the relationship that I was in at that time, I would have stayed. I lived in Birmingham. I would have stayed in Birmingham. I wouldn't have gone through the experiences that I had. I would have not had those experiences that led me to this moment had I not ended that relationship. The universe always has a plan for you, and I know a lot of people struggle with that, especially when things are happening in the world, and I have been one of them. But I feel like when it comes to personal things, like me getting married, for instance, I know that the universe has that for me. Like, I know when I'll get married, and I'm okay with that. Like I've said before, and speaking quite personally, this is the first time I have had the feeling of right person and wrong time. If I had a relationship now, I'd either ruin the relationship because I don't have time, or I try and make time for the relationship and my career would suffer. And I'm building my career now and I'm really happy within that. So I know that the universe is doing it because I need my solitude. I need the experiences that are going to come to me, and they will not come to me, or maybe I will not accept them if I was in a relationship. And that doesn't mean I don't put myself first in things, but it's like you might get an experience to go on a retreat, and that retreat you may live there for 3 months. If you had a relationship, you might not take that experience, but that's meant for you. So the universe makes things happen in order for you to have the experiences that you need to have. I hope this makes sense in the way that I'm trying to get it out. I keep stopping and starting, trying to say, am I saying it correctly? But it was just really powerful, and it was a real message that was coming through, which honestly, the ultimate message from this whole video. And if you have watched the whole of this video up until now, thank you so much for watching. But the message is that relationship that needed to end, it's not about the person. It's about the fact that the universe is sending you experiences that you might not say yes to if you were in a relationship right now. So the universe needs you to be by yourself. So you say yes to all the experiences that they are sending your way. I'm not sitting here saying that if you're broken up with someone this week, that you'll meet them again. You might not. It's if you feel that inner knowing that this should have happened, it's most likely that you probably won't be in a relationship with them again. And I might not see my person again. But all I can hold on to is that I have to be by myself right now. And that is what the universe wants for me. I cannot go through this experience thinking, oh, I'll meet him again. Like, maybe that will happen. I have to let go of that. The only way that I know how to go through these experiences and have faith is that the universe needs me to be by myself right now. And that's all that I can hold on to. And, you know, you can romanticize, you can, you know, have all these Neptunian like stories within your head and you can fantasize about them, but in your living life, all you know is that experiences are coming, and those experiences need you to be by yourself. And I think that's pretty exciting. I have learnt so much about myself after every ending that I look back at the women that I have been, and I think every single person I was with created a version of me now. And even if those were just the experiences, I'm so thankful for them, because I genuinely would not be here. I would not be sitting here in front of this camera. I would not have clients that I've helped. I would not be, you know, doing my Hellenistic course. I would not be studying. There are just so many things that I would have not been doing had I stayed in those cycles and forced them. I don't normally record on any sort of new moon or full moon day, and I tend not to record in my luteal phase, but I just felt this need to talk today, and I really feel like in those moments when you have that, like, oh, I just really need to get this down on paper, or I just really need to paint right now, listen to those, because that's your inner knowing, that's your intuition. And I could have paused and waited for a couple of days, but I might not have said what I said today, and it might not come out as the message that is being sent to me. So no matter how waffly I sound, or the fact that I have no makeup on and I'm in my robe, like, I just needed to speak this out. It's let me know if you, or if you know anyone who is going through the ending of a cycle, especially within relationships, within this new moon in Libra. The next, I want to say 4 new moons after this, but it might be 5, I can't remember, are all at 28 degrees. So the next new moon is in Scorpio at 28 degrees, Sagittarius 28, Capricorn 28 degrees. And I think, do you know what? I don't know about Aquarius. I haven't looked as far as February. I need to do that. That is on my to-do list for the next month, is actually to go through the 2026 and see what's happening. And I'm really excited for that because I did it last year. And there's things where you're just like, that week or that month is like, something's going to happen then. And not just personally, but collectively, and, you know, within the people that I know and I love. So I find it all so fascinating. If you want to book the last slot for the Cool Wound reading this month, then click the link below and you can read all the information that I have for that reading. I send you a voice note, a PDF, lots of other things. So just check the information out below if you're interested in that. I think that is it. Also, I'd kind of like to know if you like this style of video. Like, if you know, I'm consistently speaking about my experiences and the way that has manifested into the life that I have now. And sometimes I talk about astrology within that, and sometimes I just specifically talk about the healing. But I'd really love to know what resonates with you the most. If you would like me to talk about a specific placement in your chart, or if you would like me to talk about the effects of like the full moon or the new moon and what's coming up within that. This channel is somewhere I just get to pour into for fun. Honestly, I really enjoy this. This is something that I really enjoy speaking about, and I'd love to have more conversations. So if you are interested in anything like that, then do let me know in the comments, or you can email me. My email is down below. We are officially in Scorpio month, and I absolutely adore this month. I have my Venus return this month, and I always, weirdly enough, I'm a Libra sun, but I always feel more magnetic in Scorpio season. I feel more playful in Libra, but the Scorpio, I have a stellium in Scorpio and in the 8th house, so I feel very, very tied to that energy. But yeah, anyway, happy Scorpio month. Anyway, I could yap for ages, and I feel like I'm really in that like let's have a big old chat conversation thing. Maybe I should do a live one time. We'll see. But anyway, thank you so much for watching.